Welcome back, everyone.
Back to the...
Back to the Unearned Confidence podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Not gonna lie, I forgot what the title was. That's okay. Alright, this is episode... well, I don't know what episode this is. Maybe
Episode
3.
2 to you guys.
Yeah.
This is episode 2.
Part 2 of... I forgot what it was.
How to be successful in school during your school years.
How to prioritize in high school. Was that what it was?
Something like that. How to be successful in high school. I think that's what it was.
I don't know. It'll be on the title. You guys will know. Alright. So, have you experienced anything lately? Like, dang, that's a good point of like things that you need to prioritize. Or things that you've learned that are helpful.
Something really interesting that I've seen, that's a good point, is that basically, in order to be a successful person, you gotta have every single point in your life in order. And so one good point that I saw was that it's important to have your room be clean. So that's something that I've been working on recently. You've been in my room before.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. You can't even lie about this one. It's terrible. So that's what I'm working on.
That's great. Dude, I love having a clean room.
Your room is really nice.
It's the best feeling ever when you go from like a super messy and like congested room to like something super organized and clean, and you just walk in, and not only does it just look better, but I feel like it smells better, you know?
It does smell better.
Especially for teenage boys. Some rooms can get pretty bad.
It's bad. You know it's bad when you can smell your own room.
Yeah. And your nose blind to it.
Uh-huh.
But it's still strong enough. Alright. Anything else? Kind of losing my voice here.
Well,
but it's
Braxton's a little sick today.
just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Anything else crazy good I learned recently? No. What crazy things have you learned recently?
Oh boy, hold on, let me pull this up.
Hold up, you got a notebook full of...
Well, I have recently just started carrying a little notebook and pen with me every day, and this pen is now broken, but it's okay. And if I have like a good thought, I'll write it down and be in here, and I'll remember it. I have no idea who that could be. Oh, it is Bobby.
Oh, it's the man, the myth, the legend.
Legend himself.
Bobby
Oh,
Udall.
dude.
Grab yourself some breakfast.
You look like you just came out of like...
A homeless shelter. And somebody gave me some brand name clothing.
I was gonna say a country club, but
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, see you guys later.
And he's gone. He just dropped off some bagels. Ridge G.
Mhm.
Okay, actually the very first thing I wrote in this was, you are the author of your life. Flip the page or change the chapter whenever you need. And I thought this was great, because if you've struggled with something and then you've gotten over it, but it still bothers you, like if you had a habit that was bad, or like you've just been lazy, but like you're getting better, like you can mentally like change it in your mind to where it's like we're starting new, we're starting fresh. And I feel like that's insanely helpful. Just like be like, hey, I'm a newer and better person now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I've heard that's important when changing a bad habit, is that you kind of grow identities along with your habits, because to some extent, you know, we are what we do. Um, but then when you change that habit, you also need to change your identity to some extent and say that, like, I'm no longer that person anymore.
That's good. Okay, so because this is specific to high school, what is something that like you have found out, like while going to high school, that is just completely not worth the time or energy?
Not worth the time or energy.
I mean, specific to me, I mean, don't tell my parents this, but like school in general, complete waste of time. I say that jokingly, but I'm like half serious about it. So
I gotta work on graduating though.
yeah, I mean,
Your boy needs to graduate.
so do I, and let's just focus on graduating. Well, I would say this: focus on getting as much out of it as you possibly can. I can't guarantee that you will get a lot out of it. Just because the school system is, it's a little rough. But if you can get absolutely anything out of it, try your hardest to do so, because you're stuck there for a long time, and it's better just to try to get something out of it than just like blowing it past and kind of just letting time go by and wasting it. So what do you, so have you thought of something that?
Yeah, I have thought of something. So one thing that's just completely not worth it is gossiping. So not only is it just kind of harmful and like a waste of time, but also people respect you significantly more if you just like hold yourself a little bit higher and then either just like walk away from those conversations or just like change the topic or just don't engage in that. That's something I've found.
Oh, I 100% agree. Like most people who are like authentic, they don't want to be hanging around people who like sorry, who one like talk too much, because I feel like those people just in general get really annoying really quickly. But two, like talk about other people and what they're doing way too much. Like, I feel like,
I know people like that.
yeah, I feel like if somebody is just constantly talking about somebody else while you're having a conversation with them, it's like, bro, why are you talking about this one person for the last 20 minutes? And then they're literally not going to want to hang out with you or talk to you. So, yeah, don't gossip. That's
Yeah.
and that's just like the surface. Like if you go into gossiping, like it's just rough. It's just so stressful because you have to like avoid people and be careful.
And then
what
it's
you
like one
say.
of those like reality TV shows where everybody is just constantly mad at each other
Yeah, it's not a good way to live.
and there's no respect at all.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
Mm-hmm. That's why we don't gossip, kids.
That, and I'm just gonna throw this in there. If you vape or you do drugs, you gotta
cut that out.
You gotta cut it out. You gotta get it together.
You gotta give it up. 'Cause the people vaping do not have their lives together.
Do you know Ryan Thomas, who's in this class?
Yeah.
Me and him have auto tech together, and we went into the bathroom. And don't ask why we were going to the bathroom together, but we went in, and there's these two kids, like vaping, and we were just curious. So we asked the kids vaping, we're like, "Bro, why do you vape?" And well, basically what they told us was like they don't even get a hit off of vaping anymore. That they literally just do it so they don't go through withdrawals. And I thought that was the dumbest thing ever.
That's tough.
And I asked them, I was like, okay, so why don't you just quit? Like you could just like quit, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we could just quit anytime we want. And I'm like, okay, why don't you? And they're just like, well, we don't really want to. I'm like, but you don't get a hit off of it. They're like, yeah, but we just don't want to. So, lesson:
No.
don't vape.
That's cap
vape.
right there. What
Yeah.
happens is that the high just keeps on getting like less and less, but just out of like habit, your body like needs the hit still. So it needs it just as much, but you don't get the actual high as much anymore.
Yeah, another point to be productive in high school is to have goals. Because I asked those two kids vaping in the bathroom, I'm like, what are your goals? Like, what do you want in life? And they couldn't come up with a single goal. So
That's an issue.
if you want to get out of something, you want to start some better habits, make some goals. Keep yourself on those as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to add?
Anything to
Grab a
add?
marker.
If you're trying to do anything in life, you kind of need a whiteboard.
Blue.
What about no vaping, number 1?
Oh yeah.
Don't be lazy, number 2.
Okay, wait. I gotta write something. Can you see this?
I mean,
I think so.
well, they can't read it.
I know that
What
one.
is that handwriting, bro?
It says Ho Nanny.
That's fine. Okay, but I'll write this.
Man,
There it is.
Okay, ready for this? This is blow your mind. I think I forgot what it was.
they're ready.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what it was. Hold on. Where's my-
Focus. Follow.
Oh, that's right. I'm glad how you know it.
Why are you writing it like across instead of like down? Anyways, I'm being too critical
That's
of my
okay.
co-host.
Follow. Of course. It's live.
Oh jeez.
Is this live? No, not yet.
Hopefully you can read that.
Focus. Follow one course until successful.
There's a glare, but you guys get it.
Well, that probably wasn't too helpful writing it on the board if it's just a whole bunch of glare.
Okay, but another thing is,
Maybe
Don't
I'll just edit it
procrastinate.
in.
procrastination kill you. Right, Bobby?
Give me some examples of how one might procrastinate.
Alright, let's say you get a homework assignment, right? You can do it in that class period, but you're like, I'd rather not. I'd rather talk to my friends or like do something else, and then I'll do it at home. That's procrastination.
What about if an exam is coming up on Tuesday and it's currently Thursday?
Study for that exam now, but also what we talked about the other day was right before the exam, do a little bit of studying to refresh your mind, and I guarantee you'll have a better
Exam experience.
you'll have a better score. That's what I'll say. But yeah, exam experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got you ready. Hopefully there's not a glare on this, but
Are these like the tools for being successful in high school?
Yes.
Okay. Taught by the masters.
Of course.
Can you guys throw an exercising somewhere in there?
that's another episode.
another-
but like,
Another episode.
but like, exercise.
Basically, gains are the foundation for a healthy life. If you're not making gains, like, you're not living your life right.
If you go through this life without seeing the full potential of your body, it's a crime.
That is crime.
Boys,
Yeah.
what's the purpose of all of this though? Why why be healthy? Why exercise? Why follow one course?
Okay,
Why
because
study for the exams?
Not being healthy is gonna kill your motivation. Also,
But motivation for what? Like, what is the point
motivation,
of, what is the point of all, the underlying point of all of this?
You know, I asked those.
becoming an optimal person.
I asked those one kids that were vaping. I'm like, don't you want guys want to have kids? And they're like, yeah, I want to have kids. So how long do you think you guys will live? Or I even asked them, how long do you think you guys will live for, or how long do you guys want to live for? And they were like, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years. Maybe 20. And I'm like, don't you guys want to have kids, right? And they're like, yeah, I want to have kids. Like, you want to have a family? And they're like, yeah. And then I asked them, I'm like, don't you want to be at your daughter's wedding? And as soon as I asked that, I know I got to one of them. And he's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
So you're saying the big picture is perhaps thinking prospectively down the line, where do you wanna be in 10 years, where do you wanna be in 15 years? Right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah?
To think, I'm going to write this on the board. I'm going to erase this. To think.
So Wesley Snipes.
Ooh, thanks.
How you doing, buddy?
Tired,
Yeah?
Should I write this?
really tired.
Think strategically, not tactically. Because there's a difference. I'll write it.
What's
Yeah.
the difference?
I can't multitask very well, but that's definitely not how you spell it, but that's okay.
Bobby, you know it was Maya's birthday yesterday?
Who's your birthday?
Maya.
Hopefully it's gonna be there. If not, I'll just
Maya's
say
birthday was
Okay.
yesterday.
the think
If she's comes around.
strategically,
something.
not tactically.
Tactic.
So
Just letting you know.
strategically is like having a strategy.
Not good.
You can't see my head, my bad.
I don't even know, put on the center of it. I don't even
Think
know who's it.
strategically, not
You wanna know
tactically.
who's hip?
So
Yeah.
strategic is
Hold on.
you have a plan, you have like
Give me a
goals,
second, I'll help.
you have a schedule.
Okay.
Tactically is like you're going off your instinct. So it's like, what are we gonna do today? I don't know what we're gonna do today. We're just gonna attack the day and we'll find out. I
Uh-huh.
guarantee you that day is gonna be rough.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time. It might work out for like a day or two, but after that, you're probably gonna be exhausted and lost because you didn't have a plan and you don't know what to do next.
That makes sense.
So that's that. Do you have anything to add?
That's wisdom right there.
Maybe an episode on spirituality sometime,
Oh yeah.
maybe,
Oh, yeah.
You betcha.
maybe believing in God, I don't know,
100%.
daring to believe in
Let's
God.
go with
That's pretty dear.
that. Stay tuned for that episode. It's gonna be a banger. We're gonna have the man behind the
Uh-huh.
camera.
The man behind the camera. Maybe we should just
Bobby,
like
you
keep
dog
him
son.
like anonymous.
Yeah, yeah, and now a word from Anonymous.
He'll forever just be a voice off in the background.
Yes.
Well, thank you for watching, viewing, listening, and subscribing.
You're welcome.
This is Wesley over here. He's gonna be the guest on the next episode.
Oh.
Yeah, he is.
Didn't even know.
He didn't even know that, but he knows it now. See you guys later. Adios.
Peace.